"What's that behind your ear?" he said, smiling at me. And I knew what was coming. I'd seen this before. And as my grandfather pulled the coin out from behind my ear, I felt the body fill with the wonders of magic. And he had me spellbound. And I remember the feeling of warm tears filling my eyes as I thought, oh, I wish to be just like him. And growing up with a grandfather who was a magician was basically growing up on a circus. He made everyday scenarios dreamlike. Everything about him was a mystery. You see, for first one, he was Danish, so anything he said didn't really make any sense to me. But there would always be a rabbit inside his hat. There was always a coin behind my ear. And whenever I lost something, that was the first place I looked. I'm 27 now, I'm all grown up, and I know that rabbits don't live in hats, and coins come from the bank, even though they don't accept them anymore. But one thing remains, and that's the memory of my magical grandfather. I believe we all have some sort of relationship to magic. Many of us have seen a magician on TV. Maybe you've even been to a magic show. Maybe you know a trick. But kids, they love magic. And maybe it's because it stimulates their minds and triggers their curiosity and creativity. And I've been fascinated by magic ever since I was a baby. Because magic has the ability to transfer my mind from present moment into a universe where anything is possible. Because magic is the true art of astonishment, and we used to be astonished by the things that we didn't understand, by the world around us and by science. But as technology evolves and what used to be impossible becomes commonplace, it doesn't seem magic anymore. You see, the world is changing. We see self-driving cars, we have artificial intelligence, and our experience of life becomes an illusion, just like artificial intelligence and virtual reality. You see, our brains, they tend to fill out the gaps to make it all make sense. And growing up, I wasn't easily impressed by science. And I remember one time my teacher, he told me, Caroline, I want to show you something real cool with water. Surface tension. And to be honest, I wasn't super impressed. I mean, he just poured out some water into a cup. He took a piece of paper, wetted it, put it on top, and showed me surface tension. But I just looked up at him and I said, what about the magic? But apparently it doesn't work that way. When we experience a magic effect, our mind goes to, that's impossible. We get baffled thinking, no, it can't be. But yet again, we see it. Because we all have assumptions about the world and how things are supposed to work. And to be honest, my job as a magician is not to fool you, really. It's not to make you believe that I can read your minds or bend the laws of physics. It's simply to help you question the world we're living in by asking, are you sure when your mind comes to the wrong conclusion for all the right reasons? Did you guys know that babies under the age of 8 months don't know that what can't be seen can still exist? I find that very interesting. And this explains peekaboo. Have you ever done peekaboo? You know, babies under that age of 8 months or so, they tend to be shocked when we do cover our eyes, come back, because they don't understand that mommy is still here, she's just hiding, and then peekaboo becomes a bit of a surprise as they come back. But when they understand the object permanence, that is understanding that they can still exist, it becomes all about anticipation, about what's beautiful and what's coming next. And I believe magic has the same effect on us. So what if magic is the first type of communication that we understand? And peekaboo might seem silly, but I believe we do create magical memories in our little ones by giving them the feeling of wonder, because it is that element of surprise. Oh, she's back! And they laugh. And people always ask me, Caroline, how did you come into magic? But I think it's easy, really. It's simple. I was born into magic. So the more interesting and more relevant question is, how did you guys get out? I have a nephew, you see. He's 4.5. I call him the little crocodile. He called me up about 2 weeks before his 4th birthday party. And he said, Caroline, can you please be the magician at my party? And I said, of course, crocodile, for you I'd do anything. I will clear my schedule. We hung up. And I felt the regret fill my body. I don't perform for kids. You see, there's a 16-year limit on my show for a reason. But I go there and I do everything to postpone this show. But there's already been cake. All the gifts have been opened. There's no more pizza. And he says, it's time. So they go sit down on the couch, and I start pulling a coin from his ear, and he's laughing. And the kids are laughing. And I do a real classic of magic with a wand, 3 cups, 3 balls, and they absolutely love it when there's a lemon in the end. And he asks me for one more trick, and I'm out of tricks. So I grabbed a balloon from the wall, and they were so silent. I started tearing the string apart, and I looked up at them. They had no idea what was coming. I had them, I thought. Whispering softly, I told them that they were going to see something real magical. Right before the moment, I looked up at the crocodile, and he was ready for it. He was ready for the climax. And as he saw it, he jumped to his feet. He jumped to his feet, jumping up and down, asking me again and again how it was done. And I just smiled. I just smiled, and I looked at him, and I said, "Crocodile, I'm not trying to keep the secrets of magic from you. I'm keeping them for you." And I remember the feeling of warm tears filling my eyes as I saw his thoughts shape. I want to be just like her.